designed, designed. I want to say divine, so I may change it up to divine designed purpose. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Design purpose is going to discuss. Anyone have any idea what it may, what it may be covering? No one. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. All right. Um. So everyone turn to Genesis. Maybe hard to find. Maybe hard to find for some. For some, turn to Genesis and the second chapter. Someone read verses 1 through 9, please. We'll tell you what. Tell you what. Before you read that, in Genesis 1, read verse 26 and 27. Then chapter 2, verses 1 through 9.
Then God said, let us make man in our own image, according to our likeness. And let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. And God created a man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them.
All right. Chapter 2, 1 through 9.
Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their hosts. And by the seventh day God completed his work which he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. But in that he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made earth and heaven. Now no shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprouted. For the Lord God had not sent rain upon the earth, and there was no man to cultivate the ground. But a mist used to rise from the earth and water the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed man of the dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. And the Lord God planted a garden toward the east in Eden, and there he placed the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground of the Lord God caused to grow every tree that is pleasing to the sight and good for food. And the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He said to 9.
Yes.
Okay.
And well, while you're reading, go ahead and do 15, 16, and 17 too.
Now a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became four rivers. The name of the first is
Not just read verses 15, 16, 17. You got to read all the way through.
okay. Then Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, from every tree of the garden you may eat freely. You said till 19?
15, 16, 17.
15, 16, okay. But from the tree of knowledge of good and evil you should not eat, for in the day that you eat from it you should surely die.
All right. James, will you pass this? I need Jess. Oh, well, she needs one too. All right. Those last of them. So when they get to the last one, you want some more copies, all right? All right. So what do we see here? What what took place? In Genesis, we read basically Genesis 2, about half of that chapter. All right. What do we see happening here? What took place? Anything? Nothing? Everything and nothing at the same time? Anyone have a microphone? Got a hand raised right there in front of you, man. Right beside you. There you go. You about to snatch it out your hand.
Um, that when God created man, that He created him complete, even though he, even though He had him in his physical body, he was created perfect in His image and likeness. And in the place of man in his physical body, God put everything in the garden to take care of his physical body. He had food, he had shelter, he had water, and more importantly, he had a purpose. He didn't just place him in the garden, just roaming about aimlessly. He had a role and a job for him to do.
All right, all right, all right. Anything else we saw? I mean, well, the first thing we saw happen was he created man, right? So, and then, like I said, he provided for him. Anything else that we saw? Are there any? See, this first question here. What provisions did God provide for Adam? Of course, he made Eve as well. If we look back, let's see, what verse is it? 6:18. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him." And so then the next couple of verses, you'll see where Eve was created uh, from Adam. Okay, so you have Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, right? All right. So what were there any rules? Did they have any rules? Did God tell them to do anything or not to do anything? Uh, what basically said you can live here, kind of like when your kids come back home, they supposed to be gone and grown, but they come back and you say you come back, but and then give them some rules. You can't stay out too late. You can't be bringing all them hoodlums over here playing all that loud music or whatever, right? You got provisions. So God had some provisions for Adam and Eve. Yes.
In today's terminology, Adam was like a manager of the garden because he put him there and he gave him everything that he needed to do his job. And he also gave him instruction as to what he should not do, same as he's doing with us today.
Okay. So what were those instructions?
The instruction was to manage the garden and not bother a particular tree. Everything else you had free access. You can do whatever you want with everything else. But this one particular one was not to touch it.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
So his job was to cultivate, nurture, feed, fertilize, however you want to. Same
Did
thing.
it? Did he have to cultivate,
I would think so.
or was it already there for him?
But cultivate,
I'm talking about chapter 2 now.
but cultivate
I'm in chapter
doesn't
2.
necessarily mean what you're thinking.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what it means. I'm sorry.
Because cultivate can be looking after, looking at something, giving it what it needs.
Okay. 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 So what else? What else he tell him to do? What else was Adam and Eve? What else were they commanded to do? Did he give him any kind of he give him any kind of power? Give him any kind of authority or anything like that? Got a year over here? Microphone. Somebody with a microphone, please. Move it slow this morning. It's a little chilly, and the old bones won't move.
They had our birds in the air, all people calling things.
Yeah.
That he could have free access to everything in the garden except for them.
The one tree. Okay. Okay. So the rule over the earth, right?
Right.
They're given that kind of that authority. Could they eat? What could they eat? They could eat from anything,
Everything
except
except
that one. Okay. Okay. All right. And we didn't read this part, but there's a part that what Something else God told Adam and Eve to do was to be fruitful and multiply, right? All right. Be fruitful and multiply. So they were given some instructions, but basically they were given free will. So let me ask this. Um, well, tell you what, we'll go to that a little bit later. Let's turn to chapter 3, Genesis 3. And let's read from chapter 6 through verse 6 through verse 10. Someone, please.
Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden at the time of the evening breeze.
Verse 6.
The woman saw that the tree was good for food and delightful to look at, and that it was desirable for attaining wisdom. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. She and also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves.
All right, through 10. Go ahead. Next
Then the
two.
man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden at the time of the evening breeze, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. So the Lord called out to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I hear you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." Then he asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man replied, "The woman you gave me to be with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate."
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, Gail, get going, boy. You gotta slow it down. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what do we see here? What do we see here? So the man and the woman, right? Adam and Eve, right? All right. So what did they do? Joe just told them what not to do, didn't he? Didn't Joe just tell them? He told them they had what they could do, and him and James together, they told them what he couldn't do, and what they do. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm, mm. So they went and ate from the tree of the what was it the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Right. So um how did that make them feel? What immediately happened? What when you read here, what immediately happened right after they ate? They were shamed. What'd you say? The eyes were open. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So all of a sudden they were shamed, the eyes were have y'all ever done anything and then kind of regretted doing it? I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. That was wrong. That's wrong with me. I know Adrian feels that way all the time. Every time she fusses at me, I'm sure she feels so sorry that she fussed at me. I know so. No, Van didn't deserve that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, we're all guilty of that. And before Eve come along, Adam was good.
That's right.
Mm.
Stop,
Adam was doing good.
So, but it does that necessarily fall within God's plan for us?
Mm.
Because she took something and changed the word.
Well, God already made
Right. But I know, but I'm asking the question, does it fall back into what the first question he asked about God's divine, what you say, divine?
Well, it's a divine designed purpose.
What he designed. You eat that tree, he told you not to.
But she,
Out that tree.
Well, 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 well. Security, security.
ain't paying nothing.
I would say I would say yes, he knew what he was doing, and yes, he knew what was going to happen. Now, as you know, which we'll read further. All right, first he said it's not good for man to be alone, right? But not Joe, not Joe. It's not good to be alone.
Adam was good. Good.
But he was alone.
Not good.
Hey, he couldn't
He had whole God.
he couldn't be fruitful and multiply.
But Adam, but Adam had the whole garden.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be alone. All right, don't joke.
I got a problem.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
My
Brother
problem.
Noah, come on in, brother.
When the female popped up, she was the first one. She was the first one to sin, and then made Adam sin.
All right, all right, all right.
He gave it to her. She gave it to him. I know you could reject it. Hey, look here.
You walked in on something, brother Norwood.
It's just like you
All right,
just like you be.
all right. So, okay,
You wanted to be in charge then, and y'all want to be in charge today.
okay, all right, all right. So, all right. But just as today, we are charged with doing what God has commanded us. Yes, and there are many outside influences, right? Men and women outside influences. All right. So I think it's up to us to be strong and to stand on God's principles, no matter what the influence is. It is a choice. It is a choice. And so y'all got me off, man. I was going down the road here. I'm all in the woods now. All right. So so um but as the question earlier, did God know that was going to happen? I would say yes, he knew that was going to happen, right? You know, he knew that was going to happen. Um, Now, let me say this. All right, so God is all knowing, God is all powerful. If he indeed didn't want them to be able to eat the apple, why did he put it there in the first place? Not the apple, but the fruit from the tree. Uh, why did he put it there in the first place?
Yes.
He put it. Got a hand in the back. And if he did put it there, and he didn't want them to have access to it, why didn't he put a fence around it? Why didn't he dig a big moat or a big ditch around it where they couldn't get to it? Why didn't he put lions or something over there that if they swam over there to that island where that tree was, they would have ate them up or something? He didn't do that, did he? He put that tree there, and it was accessible. It was accessible. Couldn't have been very tall. It was like Adrian; she can't reach up very high. I would say, she'll call me to come reach and grab something for her. But 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 he put it there and it was accessible. Yes, sir. Got a hand in the back.
Yeah, say, I think the reason why he put it there was to test them because he told them they could eat from any tree except for the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So it was a test
Hmm.
to see if they were going to be obedient.
Hmm. So, all right. Let me ask you about a test. So a teacher gives you a test, right? Does the teacher know what you're gonna make on that test beforehand?
In some cases, I say probably yes,
They know what kind
depending
of
on how well they know their student.
Yeah,
But in most cases, they don't know exactly what
Yeah,
you're gonna make.
most cases no.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but God knew what was gonna happen. So you think he was testing them? Do you think it was a test per se? Got some hands. Got some hands.
Hey, I'm not gonna say this in the mic.
Lord, go ahead no matter what. Go ahead.
Okay, but you said they don't, I mean, it was accessible to them. It wasn't a fence around them. It wasn't a lion out, all that kind of stuff. we know, well, I'll just say for myself, I know the people in my house, you could put stuff around it, you could put a lion in front of it, all that kind of stuff. If they want to do it, do wrong, they're gonna do wrong. He was, in my opinion, trying to give us a choice, even way back then,
Mm.
hoping that we would choose right, but knowing that there's an option that we would choose wrong. I mean, we still go out of our way sometimes to do the wrong thing when we know better. So you can put as many fences, you can make it tall. I mean, people climb a tree if they want to do wrong.
Okay. Okay.
Get to the fruit.
All right. All right.
But, okay, I had a question.
Can't be asking a question.
Okay,
What a question.
Adam and Eve knew who God was,
Mm-hmm.
right? So why would she even entertain the serpent?
Good question. Good question. And we'll cover that. But let's go back to the original question. We had a couple of hands back here.
I was just gonna say, basically what she said, a choice. That's why it was there. Are you gonna choose to do this or you gonna have to choose to do that? I mean, we do that now. You still make options, you still choose stuff.
Hmm.
Good or bad, you still choose stuff. I mean, I don't know if y'all familiar with the OODA loop. Orient, what is it? Observe, orient, decide, and act. So you do that every time you see something, good or bad. And some people don't choose bad stuff. That's why I do what I do.
Okay. 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 Do we have another question back here? Yeah, we had another hand or another response. No? Oh, it was Joe.
But you know what?
Yes.
I made a statement a few minutes ago. I can be knowing something and know. You know, well, I'm wrong. I'm right. Instead of doing it. See, I believe that God already knew that Eve was going to be the one to mess up. He already knew. Exactly. Exactly. And y'all look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm serious. Well, that's what I'm saying. Eve is the one that got us slaving to death. She have left that tree alone. Could have been in the garden, fooling him.
All right. Okay, so I think we know where Joe stands.
Okay,
Wait. Let me respond to that. Okay. But like I said, I think God fully knew, of course. I'm sure he fully knew what was going to happen. He put it there. That was part of his design, that he had a purpose for that. But man needed that temptation, perhaps. Maybe perhaps there was a lesson to learn there. Perhaps there was something down the line
Yes, sir.
for us because of this. And we're going to get to that as we go down this road. So it's all part of a design plan now. The design purpose. Excuse me. We got a hand here and a hand here and a hand there.
He said, "Would I go fast?"
Not only, I agree with Joe.
He got the microphone.
Not only. Sorry, James. Sorry. I agree with Joe. Because not only did God know what it was going to be Eve, but the serpent knew. Because why didn't the serpent go to Adam? He didn't waste his time going to Adam to try to get him to go to the tree. He went to the woman.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that was the weak.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly right.
Oh,
What I've been trying.
Joe, we're not gonna give you the mic anymore. I'm just gonna tell you that.
What I've been trying to say is, you
Yes.
forget one thing. I mean, you're forgetting the most important part.
Mhm.
God gave Adam instruction. God never gave Eve any instruction.
She knew. She knows it. She knows.
It was Adam. It was Adam.
When Adam came home, Eve said, "What God?"
But see, it was Adam. It was Adam's job to pass on to Eve what God had told him.
He told her.
Yeah.
She knew.
I think
The
serpent went to Eve because she's supposed to be the weaker sex. She's supposed to be the weakest one. The reason he went to her, he felt like he could influence her
Right.
opposed to Adam. That's why he went to her.
Right.
And she felt like that she could influence him. If she take it, she can influence him to do it.
Right.
So it really it was like both of them kind of like responsible. Both of them responsible.
Well,
Because
Adam should not have eaten when she
But,
took
but
it to
right,
him.
he was not. He shouldn't have.
Right.
That was the choice that he made. But he should have been more responsible because she's supposed to be because weaker sex, and he's supposed to be in charge. He was in charge of the garden, and she was there to help him. And so he shouldn't have allowed her to. He shouldn't have eaten it. He couldn't stop her from eating it, but he should have.
Right.
All right. All right. So, all right, let's back up a little bit. All right. So now the Bible does not say that God said to Eve these things. All right. But if you read in chapter 3, um, fall of man there, basically is what this is called. Now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, indeed, has God said, you shall not eat from any tree of the garden? The woman said to the serpent, from the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat, but from the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat from it or touch it, or you will die. So it doesn't say that God said it to her, but either God said it to her or Adam said it to her because she knew God had said that. Okay. All right. So she knew what the instruction was.
And in the first place,
Okay. So I just
want
want
to
to
get
get
a tree, period.
okay.
If you waiting on her,
All right.
you were waiting on her.
All right.
You were waiting on her. If she hadn't been around the tree,
All right. All right. So she knew it. All right. Now somewhere down the line where you say that Adam was a stronger one and he was the head. Now, because of this, God did make man the head. Said you will, always desire your husband or whatever, and he will be. So, so, but I don't know if that had been established at that time.
But she came from his ribs,
Yeah,
so
she
he
did.
was.
She
He
did.
was over.
She did. She did. She did. All right. Yes, sir, Mike. You had something.
She showed us the stuff.
I think we're missing an important point. So if Eve had not have listened to the serpent and then convinced Adam to eat of the fruit, and we can all agree that God knew what was going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
There would have been no need for salvation.
Hmm.
So when you ask that question, my mind goes to the thought. So, back in the Old Testament, they sacrificed lambs and the young of the goats and all that kind of stuff. But I think it was in God's plan for him to make that one sacrifice for all. And without them two doing what they did.
Hmm.
So it was in his purpose for Eve to listen to the serpent and then convince her husband to partake too, just like he used Judas.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So that's where we're going.
Well, I'm just
That's where we're going, and that's what we're gonna get to. But we hadn't quite gotten there yet. But I'm glad you said that. So what I want y'all to do is read chapters 2 and 3. We'll read 1, 2, and 3, I guess, in Genesis. But definitely 2 and 3. And we're gonna discuss this. We're gonna discuss this further, and we're gonna get to that point that Mike is talking about. All right. But I want to talk about the nakedness of Adam and Eve. Like I said, their eyes were opened, as a verse says, their eyes were opened, and I think someone said they were ashamed because they had sinned, and then they realized they were naked, and God asked them, "Who told you you were naked? How you even know what that is?" So 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 let's discuss that on Wednesday with a view towards what Mike just said.